Okay, before I even start, my computer is making this weird random noise that sounds kind of like a space tuba, like that. I have no idea how to make it not do that, so we're just gonna go with it. And hopefully it's not too annoying. Okay, so we're gonna build a triad from the third. We're gonna build a triad from the fifth. Up top over here, I have our little handy chart of the qualities of thirds that are in each of the four types of triads, so we can reference that. Okay, so the first thing I'm asking is to build a triad from this given third. So I gave you F, we're in bass clef. So I gave you F as the pitch, and we're going to build around this third. And I'm asking for a major triad. So the first thing you do, put your note heads where you want them. Since we're building a root position triad, every single pitch is either going to be on a line or on a space. So I'm going to go ahead then and put my two note heads on the lines surrounding the given pitch. Now, since we are trying to build a major triad, we know what quality thirds we want. So I'm going to look up here on my chart. Major triad has a major third on the bottom and a minor third on the top. So since we know that, now we have to adjust these two open note heads to make the thirds the correct quality. You can't change this one because that's the one I gave you. So looking at this first third then, this bottom third, we have D up to F as it is right now. So your job first is to figure out what quality this third is as it appears on the page. And you can do that from your white key intervals that we did a couple of weeks ago. And if you do it that way, or you can do it from spelling a scale, one or the other, you'll find that D to F is a minor third. So now that we know that, we're looking to build a major third, and we can't move the ceiling. So we've got a minor third as it is. You can't move the ceiling. You want to make it major, which means you want to make it bigger. The only thing you can adjust is the floor. And to make it wider, you would have to lower the floor by putting a flat on that D. So that takes care of our bottom third. Now we have a major third on the bottom. Let's look at this top third. We have F up to A. And again, either from your white key thirds or thinking in scales or counting half steps on your piano. So remembering that, I'll write it up here, minor third is 3 half steps and a major third is 4 half steps. So maybe you go to your keyboard and you count the half steps from F to A. So you've got F to F sharp, to G sharp, to A. That gives you 4 half steps. So this third, as it is right now, is major. We need to make it minor. And this time the floor is stuck. So the only thing you can move is the ceiling. So if you have a major third, you want to make it minor, you need to lower the ceiling to make it smaller. And you lower the ceiling by putting a flat on there. So that gives you a major third that you built around, or a major triad that you built around the third. Now we're going to do really similar process, building down from a fifth. So I'm asking for a diminished triad down from D. So we're in treble clef now. A diminished triad down from D. So first step, I'm going to just put my note heads again where I want them. So since it's a root position triad, all of the note heads are either on spaces or lines. In this case, they're all on lines. Then I'm going to go back up here to my chart. Diminished triad, minor third and minor third. So I'll go ahead and label the two types of thirds then, so that we have that for reference. Okay, so let's start with the first one. D down to B. We want a minor third. You can think of this, again, any way that you want. I would probably think of it B up to D because it'll give you the same answer, and it for whatever reason is easier in my brain. But maybe you go to your keyboard again and you count how many half steps are from B to D. And if you do that, B to C to C sharp to D, you get 3 half steps. So that means that B to D is a minor third, which means you don't need to do anything. So now let's move on to the next one. Now we're going to look at B down to G. Again, you can go to your keyboard if you want. And if you count G to G sharp to A sharp to B, you're going to find that that is 4 half steps. So that is actually a major third. So now you've got a major third. You want to make it minor, but we already determined that this pitch is fine. So we can't move that. All we can move is the floor, the lowest pitch. So we have a major third. We want to make it minor. If all you can move is the floor and you want to make it smaller, you're going to have to raise the floor. And you do that by putting a sharp on the G. So you'll do this process for building any triad from any note. So not just from the thirds or the fifths. This will work for building from the root as well. If you're in root position, you're going to put all your note heads where you want them. So either all lines or all spaces. And then use this chart to fill out your thirds. And then add accidentals to the notes as you need to change the quality of the third. And the only thirds you have to worry about are major and minor. So minor thirds are 3 half steps, major thirds are 4 half steps, and the only thirds you have to worry about. Okay, me and my weird tuba sound are going to go now.